always challenging ourselves to serve our customers better and consequently grow the business. But if you're asking if I'm like looking at the stock and trying to drive that directly, no. I mean, we're looking at the inputs to our business. And right now what we're seeing is our customers are happy. Net promoter scores are at a 4-year high. It's leading to net deposits, which have been very strong through July. And that's leading to gains in market share across all of the assets. And you're seeing that in revenue and EPS, which have been very, very strong as well. And we're having these product events where we're announcing products that are, I think, far ahead of where the rest of the industry is. So I don't think it's slowing down. We're, if anything, accelerating further.
By the way, more than 420% over the past 12 months. You're worth almost $100 billion. You're now worth a lot more than Intel, which for an old guy like me, that's a real milestone. Where do you see the biggest growth? I know you're expanding overseas. We talked with you last time about tokenization. What's the biggest shooting star at Robinhood?
I think if you look long term, the big potential that I see for Robinhood is how can we expand across two different axes. One is from being US only or US primary to being fully global, available to billions of people around the world. And the other is, can we go from being retail only and serving the full wallet of a retail customer and being this sort of like financial super app to a full platform that serves not just retail, but businesses and institutions. And we're getting into that through some of the acquisitions that we're making and through organic platform expansion.
By the way, could I live on Robinhood now? I mean, could I have Bloomberg deposit my paycheck with you and pay all my bills with you and, get a loan from you and do my trading with you? Are you looking at that full suite?
And how fast can you get there?
You can do the lion's share of that. Robinhood Banking is actually rolling out later this quarter. We're still on track for that. It's now rolled out internally to our thousands of employees, and it's looking really good. So that'll allow you to put in your paycheck, get checking and savings accounts. You don't have to go to the ATM. We figured out how to get cash to you, to where you are. For those of us that still use cash, you can do your estate planning. We have a home loans partnership with Sage that lets you have a mortgage at an industry-leading rate. And of course, your trading, your investing, your advisory. So we can help you with the lion's share of that. I didn't even mention the credit card, but you saw my credit card last time. I think it's the best credit card on the market.
So you were talking about Robinhood Banking launching to a broader audience soon, but what does that put you in terms of your relationship to the broader banking industry? You just saw about a day ago JP Morgan and Coinbase inking a deal to allow wallets to be more linked to bank accounts. Are you going to be partnering with banks, or are you running in direct competition to them?
I think that as our companies become bigger and bigger and just diversify into more segments, the relationship with counterparties will be collaborative and will partner in some ways. And of course, in the broad sense, every financial company competes with every other one if your goal is to get customer assets and greater wallet share. But I think it's nothing in the financial services industry. The large companies have always collaborated and competed across different axes.
So to Matt's point a little earlier, one, you're growing tremendously. You have stock as currency to do so. You became worth more than Intel. How much firepower does that give you for a transformative acquisition? Could you do something much bigger? And what are the types of places you would look?
Yeah, interesting. I've never had Intel brought up as a comp. But I see what you mean about that being historically, these companies that you think of as very infrastructural.
It's iconic. It's an iconic company if you grew up with it like me, and then you've eclipsed it.
Even being in the same conversation as those brands is humbling. I think we've always been very deliberate with acquisitions. So we want to make sure it pencils and it makes sense for the company. It gives us 18-month acceleration to the product roadmap. We get a team that's DNA culture aligned with us because we like to move fast and we have very, very high bar for talent. And if all those are met, we've been pretty active, as I'm sure you're aware, in the acquisition market. So I wouldn't say I have a particular itch, but we've got a great corp dev team, and we tend to look at every opportunity that comes up.